Right now on Up with KREM, we're taking you outside as wildfire smoke fills the skies. It's a smoky haze as we start the day. I'll let you know how long it sticks around.
Donating your old belongings to thrift stores can be helpful, but only if it's in good condition. Coming up, why a local thrift store is sending a quarter of its donations to the landfill.
The CDC is making new vaccine recommendations for pregnant women, and a booster shot may be on the way. We'll tell you about it in 3 things you need to know.
Up with KREM begins now.
Well, good morning and thanks for watching Up with KREM. I'm Channing Curtis.
Glad to have you here with us. I'm Tim Pham. The wildfire smoke is back and it's leaving a haze over our area. Let's take a look now at your screen here. Northeast Washington, the Idaho Panhandle, and even parts of Montana reporting poor air quality.
Now, just a little further north, we'll also see southern parts of British Columbia dealing with the same issue due to wildfires there in the area. Now, our Jeremy Legou has been tracking all of this for us. And Jeremy, I know you're a little down today because the heat is on, the heat is making a comeback, the smoke is making a comeback.
Oh.
But it's Thursday, it's pre-Friday, Jeremy.
That's
there are things to
right.
look forward to.
He just ran his hand through his hair. I know that means he's stressed out. I know Jeremy very well. That means he's having a day.
I'm so stressed out. Yeah. Okay, so behind the scenes, I know everybody's like, oh, I wonder what's got Jeremy so stressed out. I actually took yesterday off so I could go for a long run in the Cascades. Tomorrow. I took tomorrow off yesterday. Did I say yesterday?
You did.
I took tomorrow off to go for a long run in the Cascades, and I keep going over air quality every way I can to try to find a break in it, but it looks like it's going to be so unhealthy that I won't be able to go on the run. And so I'm now, right now, our air quality sits at unhealthy here in Spokane. It's at 157 on the AQI. It means it's unhealthy for everyone, all of us. Everyone, every single person, it is unhealthy to be breathing some of this air. Now, we do see some slight improvement throughout the day, but it remains unhealthy for sensitive groups. That's people with lung disease, heart disease, asthma. Those type of respiratory problems are going to exacerbate the wildfire smoke's impact on your body. Tomorrow, we likely trend between moderate and unhealthy once again as we get wildfire smoke to kind of move around. Temperatures are also on the rise, so that compounds all of the impacts of some of that wildfire smoke. 70 right now in Moses Lake, 73 in Spokane, 63 in Coeur d'Alene, and 57 in Sandpoint. But if you want to see where we're going, that 81 in Wenatchee is the peak of the ridge, and that's headed toward us as we head into Friday and Saturday. And it's likely we see a little bit of wind later on this afternoon, not really picking it up here in some of the forecast models for Spokane, but I think around the inland northwest we'll see some gusty wind, and that does include places like the Okanagan and Methau valleys where we are going to see some wind and some very dry atmospheric conditions. We have a red flag warning there. Elsewhere, it's an excessive heat warning for just how hot it's going to be through Saturday. That's right, all the way through the day on Saturday. Not a cloud in the sky, but we are seeing some smoke. And that smoke is going to kind of stick around all day long. You're going to be like, is that clouds or smoke? Well, yeah, it's smoke. And some of that smoke will create a couple of clouds that acts as like cloud condensation nuclei. It's a fancy way of saying it just helps form clouds. But later on today, we are in the upper 90s. If it weren't for that smoke, I think we'd be up near 100.
Well, donating your items to a nonprofit, a charity, or even a thrift store is usually considered a good thing, but not everything is always in good enough shape to resell.
Yeah, that's right. So a local veterans thrift store is shoveling out thousands of dollars a month to take stuff to the landfill. Nicole Hernandez spoke with the owner there and is live from the store to explain how this is affecting their business. And gosh, this has been obviously very frustrating for a while now for them. Good morning, Nicole.
Yeah, good morning, Tim and Channing. Definitely a frustrating situation for the owners of this veterans thrift store here. And it looks like they actually just recently had to do one of those landfill runs because there's not much stuff out and about right now. But take a look at this video that we got from Monday. This is how much just junk and trash and extra donations that they had just sitting on their property on their fence line. So the owner, Kevin Oxley, says they've actually been getting a lot more of this junk recently. Back when they first opened 5 years ago, Oxley said people were donating decent stuff, but now he says 25 to 30% of what he gets donated to him he can't sell. He thinks that's because most other thrift stores in our area stopped taking donations during the pandemic, but Oxley didn't. He stayed open. Last month, Oxley spent almost $5,000 just to haul away the trash people tried to donate. That makes running his business hard because he also is letting veterans shop here for free. He does have a partnership with an organization that will take overflow clothes and shoes, donating them to other countries, but Oxley says that that's not enough.
So I'm hauling off probably weekly 15 couches people are dropping off that I would have no idea why they would drop a couch off like that, except they didn't want to go to the dump kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, so take a look at this. This is actually the dumpster that they use to put all of their trash into. You can see how large it is, super tall, very long as well. They're actually filling one of these up every single week. They're doing it twice, so they're filling this up 2 times a week at each of their stores. The one here on Havana and Sprague, the one near Joe Albee as well. And every time they have to take one of these to the dump, it costs them $700. So it definitely is adding up for this business. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
7:36 now. It is time for your morning rush. More news in less time.
An EWU student just won big in the school's vaccine lottery. Erin Conroy, a nursing student from Seattle, was awarded free tuition for a year. This week, she was presented with her prize, and when Conroy learned that she had won, she says she didn't even think it was real.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was a spam email. I thought it was fake, but I was super shocked, and it was nice to open it up at work with all my coworkers and share the excitement with them.
Well, happening today, Idaho Governor Brad Little will be holding a press conference about COVID-19. The governor's office hasn't released much about what will be announced, but will most likely address the rise of COVID cases in the state. The governor's office only announcing it will take place at Nampa High School. The conference expected to start at noon.
A truck driver is alive and well after a crash in Idaho County Tuesday afternoon. According to Idaho State Police, 60-year-old James Alden was headed south on US 95 in a semi-truck. Alden lost control, went off the right side of the highway and plunged into the Salmon River. Alden was wearing his seatbelt, thankfully, and wasn't hurt. However, the crash remains under investigation.
Let's unveil the Edgar Martinez statue.
Oh, isn't it glorious? Looks wonderful. One of the Mariners' greats is now immortalized outside of T-Mobile Park. On Wednesday, the M's unveiled a statue of Edgar Martinez. He played his entire 18-year career with the MLB with Seattle before retiring in 2004. Martinez was joined alongside former teammates Dan Wilson and Ken Griffey Jr. for the unveiling ceremony. Wow, what an iconic! I can't wait to see this and check it out in Seattle. That is your morning rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media. The FDA and CDC are starting to come out with new recommendations and approvals regarding the COVID vaccine.
So here are 3 things that you need to know about the vaccine right now.
Up first, the CDC is urging all pregnant women to get a coronavirus vaccine. The announcement coming as a disturbing number of unvaccinated soon-to-be mothers are falling ill with the virus. New CDC analysis showed no increased risk of miscarriages for those who've received at least 1 dose of the Pfizer or Moderna before 20 weeks of pregnancy.
Number 2, Alaska Airlines is looking into requiring its 20,000 employees be vaccinated against COVID-19. However, the company said the mandate would not come until at least 1 vaccine gets full FDA approval. United Airlines announced last week they will be requiring employees to be vaccinated, and similarly, Delta Airlines announced they will be requiring vaccines for new hires.
The FDA is expected to authorize a booster vaccine for immunocompromised people later today. It is reported they will approve a 3rd dose of the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. Advisors to the CDC met last month and urged extra doses for immunocompromised adults. More than 7 million U.S. adults have weakened immune systems.
As more and more people continue to get vaccinated, a viral tweet got us wondering about the differences in severe COVID cases in states with high vaccination rates versus those in states with low rates. Now, we broke down the number of people in the hospital and the number of people who died on Tuesday in the 10 worst and best states for vaccinations. And here's what we found. The 10 worst states are dealing with more than 14,000 people hospitalized and 254 deaths. An average of 38% of those living there are fully vaccinated. In the 10 best states, only 1,400 people are in the hospital and 32 died. Around 62% of that population is vaccinated. Now, both groups have about the same number of people. That means COVID patients in states with low vaccination rates have 10 times higher hospitalization rates and are 7 times more likely to die.
Well, it's that time of year again when the night sky puts on a spectacular show. So this morning we want to see your photos of the Perseid meteor shower. If you haven't been able to see them just yet, we'll tell you about when and where is the best time to see them.
And if you're looking to become a part of the Seattle Kraken games, now might be your chance, but you'll have to get out on the ice first.
And we're going to take you outside. We're going to talk everything from wildfire smoke that might ruin your chances of seeing a meteor shower. Don't worry, I'll let you know where you can go if you want to see the meteor shower. And I'll also let you know about some hot temperatures headed for us as we head into the weekend and when we'll finally get some relief from the heat and the smoke.